floating in a spire, chaotically and haphazardly tangling with its others, is an overgrown wing, an overgrown spire of void magic that once taught School of Magic here at the Flaris Academy. The party learned last week that the professor, the lead head professor of the Flaris Academy Void Magic School was Brother Sykes. Brother Sykes then also led them into that forgotten wing to show them something that he had been working on. Fixed to the wall is a large stone-type masoned ring. It starts to then flute towards the back wall as if it was one ever-flowing funnel. Several sockets for various gems are rimmed throughout the center of this device. At the bottom there is a collar of some sort of two-dimensional astrolabe, a galaxy or several various orbs that sort of rotate around each other as they all sort of rotate around this ring. There is windows open, the wind is blowing through, and Smith and Jet are sort of perusing over this device.
Mr. Smith, this one's beyond me. I deal with tinctures, not machines.
Who originally designed this? Was this you, Brother Sykes?
Yes, I, with several different, mainly the collar here at the bottom just started out as a design, and the pupil and irisless eyeballs of Sykes look down sort of and focus on this, or looks like he does focus on the collar as it sort of slides like it's been filled with dust or some sort of grit of age over the years. It starts to move by itself. The weights of these planets, these celestial bodies, sort of seem to cast some casters underneath, roll some casters underneath, but through a grinding, they sort of stop at some point, giving you probably that unsatisfactory feeling of something that mechanics that didn't run so smooth, Smith. But does mention a lot of it was my design, yes. Various runes in place to make sure that several things, conduits of power and nodes of arcane would be able to link between one another, and of course the binary response to whether or not they would then be available for the Spellwind to interact to create this void. And he starts to ramble on about what seems to be a rudimentary discussion about computing. He starts talking, if for us out of game, he starts talking about these runes and how they have they have different reactions, and one would react to another to then create some sort of program of something. But I think to a lot of us, it sort of is this weird miasma of void jargon. Unless you're following along with what he says. Let's go ahead and give me a intel save as he sort of blows through all this information.
Intel save.
Save.
13.
14.
Okay.
Everyone, or just
Everyone.
the two that are listening?
I
I'm
guess
not
everyone,
actively listening
okay,
to Sykes.
then never mind.
I think I'm just leaning against a wall smoking, because
just
this
sort of.
there is no way that I even want to listen.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just here for them to
Yeah.
figure out what they're doing and maybe teleport us somewhere.
That's a fucking miracle.
Yeah.
I
So.
have a minus, so I was worried I was going to
Oh yeah.
really feel that.
Yeah, you all sort of can grasp what he's saying. There is it makes sense up to a point. It's really up to you when it starts to fall off, judging off of your rolls, and I trust you with that. But not everything he sort of blabbers on about isn't quite sticking, and that could be for various reasons. But he does try to, in a mad rambling, try to explore or explain void magic and how some sort of magitech can work in this stead for that. And I think actually a lot of you, go ahead and give me the Jet and Varsha. Give it to me with advantage. So go ahead and roll again. Because you also have learned a little bit about this. Perfect. You've also learned a little bit about this sort of magitech in Blue Falls. There's also now these notes that Smith has been studying, and I'm sure Smith has probably breezed over some of that sometimes, as well as you've learned about the rift for the upflow being created with some sort of magitech. Or arcane technology. So it does sort of make a little bit more sense as you start to recall someone over in Blue Falls explaining something along these lines of technology. But yeah, he says,
I designed most of it myself. The architecture I had to have someone come in and do. We've had a student's father was a mason, and we had him come in. And I think he did quite a fine job.
Well,
Did
it's incredibly interesting. I don't know if I can follow most of the rune work that's here. Strange interactions. Kind of bounce the magic around, from what I can tell, but
Yes,
I don't know.
Precisely. There is a bit where things get a bit interesting.
and I think we mentioned last week there were, what did I say? There were 7?
Yes.
Schools of magic.
No, 7 crystals.
Oh,
And 2 were
crystals.
missing, right?
Yes.
there were 2 missing, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't
Correct,
remember
yes.
how many were left.
Perfect. Let's just go ahead and make a slight edit. There's 9 and 2 are missing.
That's the same thing, my love. It means there are 7 present,
There-
9 total, because only 2 were
great.
missing.
I
So
was
you were
thinking,
right.
I was thinking
Yep.
7 total, 2 missing, so there's 5. Perfect. Okay, great.
Yeah, no.
I knew there was a 7. I knew there was a 2. I just forgot. All right. Anyway, so the gems sort of bridge, maybe like. I'll just bring you over here. Hard for you to explain.
A map.
So, whoops, I pressed the wrong button. Perfect. And I'm still in the wrong thing. Hold on, everyone. I screwed up something. Okay. So, we are here with this device. Here at the top, we see it is a large sort of stonemason funnel. Oops, and I am pressing the wrong buttons again. Perfect. As down here towards the bottom, there are these sockets sort of in this runed rings that go around this large device. There are 2 sockets missing. These crystals, or these nodes of crystal clusters, are going to represent tiers of Geoloon in this picture. And he says,
The interactions of the runes upon the sides seem to affect some of the crystals themselves. I've misplaced 2 of them.
and you see where the 2 sockets are that are missing. There's a thin dusting of like this highly reflective powder, almost like last week I think we mentioned that they burst into powder when incorrectly utilized.
And we were talking about potentially taking a little bit of power from each of these as opposed to trying to tap one out per use.
Yes, that's, I believe, what it was.
What we could do, I think,
there is roll blabber happening. What's going on? What's the
Oh, sorry. We were just trying to figure out if I rolled
okay.
properly or not. Because you said roll with advantage, so I just
Mhm.
rolled a second time and took the 15.
Yeah.
'cause That's okay. Okay.
Yeah. No, all good. Man, I was getting distracted. I was like, I can answer this.
Sorry, I'm so sorry.
No, it's okay. Don't worry about it. Where was I? What was I talking about? I was talking about the crystals and
Potentially drawing power from all
yes,
of them.
drawing power
Yeah.
from all of them. So I think what he had before is he had it in a. He tells you that he had him in either a particular
Array?
sort of like a particular array to make sure that this pattern or the connection of whatever these whatever the geolune crystals are would fit where they need to and if they can draw enough power. But your goal is to plug in essentially
Create a capacitor, basically, so that the power is drawn from the capacitor instead of from each of these crystals.
88 gigawatts. Sorry.
flux capacitor.
Thank you.
It's not a flux capacitor.
No, it's a particle accelerator, and I'm losing my shit.
Wait, stop!
yeah. So
Thank you. Yes.
yeah, they how would you go ahead and make a capacitor? And also
I've misplaced 2 of the crystals,
Okay.
but I always seem to find them.
Oh, that's not creepy or anything.
Where did you find these originally?
I'll try it.
and they head over toward one of the stone podiums or stone stools that also acts as a desk. He removes the wooden top of the, I think it's like a stone cylinder, maybe like a large pot with the lid is made of wood. And the students would use those as chairs and stools to write and take notes. He moves one of the lids off of these large barrel stools and looks in there.
I knew it. It wouldn't be in there. I've already looked there. I found it once there before. It wouldn't be there. It's usually when I least expect it. So I don't know. It'll show up. I'm sure it will.
Out of nothing?
You see, the void is very interesting because there is the belief that all and every possible outcome is happening at once. See? And with the yes,
I just look at him confused slightly. It was here, but it's not here. It sounds very similar to.
yes.
I look to Smith to see if it still has our lantern, the one that has the ability to see things that are not there.
I thought I gave that to Ty.
Would Ty still have the lantern?
I don't think I've ever had it.
Okay.
Did you hand it to me last week
No, it would have been
when we were
the
coming
week
up in the
before.
tower?
Oh,
DM?
yeah,
Okay.
we did.
We did
Which
have
means
it.
it could, honestly, it's been a month, so it could be
Yeah.
with any one of us.
DM, can you roll a d4, please?
Yes, I can. I rolled a 1.
Then Ty has it.
Ty.
I has it.
Okay, then I have it, yeah.
Mr. Tai, could you please... The lantern, can you turn it on? Maybe if he's saying this thing is here but it's not, but he can find it, but he's blind, maybe it was here and is here at the same time.
All right. I turn the lantern on and start shining it around
Yeah, I think you hold the lantern up, you take the cigarette out of your mouth, and light the wick.
Like this?
Yes, like
shining
that.
it over the thing.
As you start to then look around and use the lantern to try to help find missing crystals, didn't seem to find it.
There's nothing.
I don't see nothing, no.
Okay. Then I guess it's not ethereal. It's, well, he said void, no?
Yes.
That was one theory at
I'll
least
turn
anyway.
it off.
Sure, yes, please.
I don't know, I just shove it at Jet. You should keep that anyway.
Make me a Arcana check, Ty.
14.
14.
I'm not pulled inside the lantern.
And live the rest of your life in a magical lantern that sees everything.
10,000 years could give you such a crick in the neck.
Yeah. Yeah, so as you turn it off, lights, or the blue light from it winks out.
And anything?
No, sadly. I look to Smith, and I shrug. This is beyond me.
Yeah, I don't know where you found those tears, but in terms of making some kind of capacitor, I can...
I have a theory. Hold on, it just hit me. Yes. All right. I'm going to activate it. Then,
Okay.
but we are not going to. We don't need to. If I activate some of the runes, then we could potentially start to then. I don't want to activate all of it. If I activate all of it, then we will. Something could happen, but if just enough so that we could maybe just.
Will the rest of the academy know if this gets turned on?
Have they forbidden it? Is what we're doing here legal?
I don't know.
Okay.
But I'm sure if it is activated in its fully, then yes. But in the state that I'm that I'm thinking about, as it's just sort of you'll see what I mean. I'll turn it on low, and I think it's just like this. Like it doesn't quite.
Oh, what?
Low.
Like the tide?
Yes, exactly like the tide. Low, low. Just one moment, and so Brother Sykes starts to rub his hand across some of the runes. Some of them start to then sort of ripple to life. It's like this weird distortion, not necessarily like darkness. Maybe it could represent darkness and distortion as these runes are sort of filled with this effect, this weird, interesting bubbling that'll happen just between as they start to activate. And some of them, 1 here, 2 there, 4 over here, and just this almost this random but precise dance with his fingers across the device. And then just this low starts to then utter from it. A blue sort of smoke and rippling starts to then spew and drool out of the maw of this, which you see here in the picture, where it's just sort of in this very low state. It is it's pretty daunting as this magic sort of is just sort of starts to kick to life a bit, and Brother Sykes says, well, so that's it. That's all I wanted. Now that we have a state of it, we could see and we all can study, and it still is working. At least so far. And I think as this is happening, Jet and Smith, go ahead and make me, or everybody who is watching, go ahead and make me a perception check
and it would be advantage with Smith and Jet.
Okay. A perception advantage.
16.
Okay.
23.
23.
17.
You
Unless
start
it's
to
not
notice.
with advantage for me, in which case it's 2.
It would. It's 2. So you do notice that these gems, the tears of Geoloon, start to, like, there seems to be some arcing between several of them. There is some arcing that even is still sort of licking into some of these other sockets here. This one here and this one here, almost as if it's still trying to draw power, but can't, obviously. As they sort
Okay.
of sizzle to life. It doesn't look like it's in a catastrophic way, but it is significantly bright. And that is something that I think everybody notices, but the arcane, whatever it may be, that however you picture this sort of divine lightning, sort of between this in this like forbidden device.
So, now that this is here, I think what we should try is go ahead and remove one.
Remove. How heavy are they?
That's enough. You're strong enough.
Okay.
And
I'm good.
Eyeball the runes around the outside of this.
I don't trust the machine or this man really
Of course.
at all. So I am going to pull out a vial and it was previously shaken, not stirred, and you're going to see some bubbles come out of it, and they're going to form into a hand as I cast Mage Hands through one of my vials.
Okay.
And it's going to try and take out. I look to Mr. Smith and I say, which one do you think I should take out?
This one. Far back right.
Okay. So I make the Mage Hand fly into the machine and pluck out the far back right
Why
crystal.
that one?
Because if you look at each of the orientation and the placement of each of these, that's the only row that has all three.
I see.
Otherwise, the next step would be to remove one from the row furthest to the left, and that way it would be 1, 2, and 3.
I see. So by removing this now, every row, every permutation would have 2, 2, 2, 2, 2.
Yes.
Okay, I understand. So the Mage Hand then forms around the crystal and plucks it out, or at least attempts to.
Okay. And what is we now know what the hand is doing. What is
Correct.
Jet doing while this is being cast?
Well, Jet has to blow in order to make the bubbles move away from him, and then it's a mixture of a somatic movement with his hands to make the hand move, as well as controlled breathing in order to make the
You're
hands.
like holding the bottle as well as like you're breathing and also puppeting it? Is that sort of
So once the hands emanates from the bubble, I then recork the bottle and I put it back in one of its holsters.
Okay.
Then with my right hand, which is my main hand for spellcasting, I use it to move around. And as I move this hand, the mage hand copies that hand. And then with controlled breathing, that will then make it move within space. So my hand manipulates the hand, my breathing moves it around.
Okay, sweet. All right. So I love that. Okay, really cool.
Yeah, that's so cool.
it's like your left thumbstick on a drone is your breathing and the right one is your hand.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. So as you are sort of manipulating the space in front of you as well as just over onto this device, you go ahead and you remove this gem.
Okay, and I put it back towards me, and it is in the mage hand, floating in front of Brother Sykes, away from me. I don't want to touch it. And I exclaim to him that, okay, one has been removed.
All right. All right.
You start to see that the as you do take the one out, the color and the electricity or whatever it may be here is starting to die down. Not necessarily as bright as it was before. There's still those arcane trickles of trying to connect with another synapse within each of these sockets, but that's sort of what it's doing. The power of it does seem to, or the power initial like lighting of these gems dim down a bit, indicating maybe there is less power focus.
Okay. It would stand to reason with one less power, there is less power.
Right.
Okay, I relay the information to Smith and to the to Brother Sykes as well.
Now put it back. Exactly where you found it.
Exactly where I found it, or so help
I
me.
guess anywhere. This is good. Anywhere, really.
Okay, I look to Smith.
Yeah, I guess just try the front for now.
Okay.
Directly in front.
So I place it directly in front like so. This was where one of the things were arcing towards, yes?
Yes.
So you place one here,
Yes.
and as you do that, those two, or those three disappear. And when they do, your hands get heavier. And where you were holding the bottle, now in the crook of your elbow, and one probably falling off out of your arms, are 5.
I don't know if I'm supposed to have these, but I have 5?
5.
That is one for each piece. I am so confused. Please take these off me. I don't trust them. I try and swaddle them in my coat, in my cloak even, so I'm not touching them with my skin because, well, this is unknown science and, well, we all know what happens with unknown science.
Yes, see what I mean? Oh, you found them.
That is very strange.
You found them. Oh, good. All right, now let's put them in.
Okay.
Well, hold on.
Huh?
Put one in the front left there and see what happens.
In the front left. Okay. I start breathing and I allow the mage hands to just grab it from my my body.
You place one in the front left.
Front left, yes.
I'm not even looking at Jet to see like how much he's struggling. I'm
you're
so
so
intrigued
into this.
by what has happened.
Okay. Front left is in. It appears that has anything changed from the ones on me? Do I still have them all?
You have. There are 9, and there'll always be 9. You have whatever is not on the board.
Okay. I have 3 left then. Okay. I looked at Smith. Okay, and now? Wait, the front middle just disappeared.
And that's now. That's what happened. When you placed one, the one on top appeared, and the one that you just placed disappeared. There's still, now there's 4 crystals in your hands.
Okay.
This is interesting.
So it appears when you put one down, it either removes or places one of the tiers in the vertical or horizontal position next to where you placed it.
Okay. So I have 4 of them on me right now.
Yes, we have 4, and we want to put them all in there, yes?
Yeah.
Yes?
All right. Well, that's what I thought. We were trying to spread the power a bit.
Yeah.
Or make
I mean,
a capacitor, whatever.
a
that is.
capacitor, but if this thing is creating more of these tiers, then we might not need to.
Wonderful. All right.
Now what?
What if they're not creating more of them? What if it's just... What if they're
Revealing
just
them?
revealing, or what if they're just slipping through the way Grasp does?
You mean slipping into another
Or if
realm?
they're just, yeah, sort of, and then coming here, right? And they're just using it to move.
That would make sense.
Okay.
That would make sense. That makes sense. That would be why I keep losing them.
But then you always find them as well.
Mm-hmm. I love the void. So much discovery. And it's only mainly because I just, my calculations were off by probably the slightest error, and the variables, of course, could change really anything.
Infinitely, yeah.
Yes, exactly. Sorry, where were we? So you have,
Okay.
how many are left?
Put it in
4.
the center.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It's
I
a bit
take
over my
one.
head, to be honest. I'll
And I-
step back and stand a little bit by Ty here, because this is a little overwhelming.
This is going
For you! I say, I say with all these things on my robes.
You got all these like highly volatile artifacts, like fuel cells that you're. All right,
Why
so
do you think I stepped back?
yeah, what are you thinking over here? So you're placing it in the center, yes?
Yes. I think whatever we're doing it wrong. Or at least none of us.
There's multiple steps to this. It doesn't happen just at once. All right. Now, when you removed them, did it create them as well?
No, it was only after we placed it in the center that I get all these 5 on me.
All right.
So center should be last?
I don't
Well,
know.
the
Maybe.
center's last if these 4 spaces are empty.
I don't know. Puzzles are your thing.
Right. Okay. So, if that is the case, and we are able to remove them from this as
Yes.
well, right?
Yes.
All right. Well, then, if that is the case, we need to fill the corners first and remove any that are in the centers of the rows. And then we put the final piece in the middle and it should fill in the rest.
Okay. So you want me to roll this one into this? Like so?
Yeah.
Okay. So I move the close one to the middle on the to the right. And in doing so... Okay, alright. So we still have the correct amount of holes. Okay, now
There
I'm
should be
going
one
to...
here as well, yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Now we're going to take this one, move it up to there.
Okay. Middle right to the top right.
Now he moved this middle one.
Yeah, I was
Yes.
on the wrong layer. There we go. Sorry.
And
then this one should be.
and then we take the center one out and then put it back.
What did I just do?
Okay.
Nothing. Okay.
Alright, so I'm going to now remove the center one.
Wait, you just placed this one, correct?
Yes, we moved what was here in this middle right to the back right.
Did I remove this? Did I remove this one?
No.
No, I think we was just a step behind.
Okay.
We're gonna remove
My-
the ones that are generated. That would be here and there. We'll take those out and take the middle out, and then we put the middle back in.
Hold on.
Sorry, I know we're skipping steps.
Okay. I have to do the whole entire move or else I am going to forget. So you are doing what right now with this state?
We're gonna take this one,
Thank you.
remove it, and remove the very center.
Is there a hotkey to go back and forth between GM and token layer?
There is. I don't know what it is though.
Balls. Okay. All right. So you're taking this one out.
Switch to GM layers. Control K.
Thank you. And token layer.
Token layer is Control O.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. We're going to take the center out and then just put the center back in.
Okay. I manipulate the crystal in the center, taking it out, and then carefully plugging it back in again. And I look at Smith expectantly.
Give it a second. It should fill up.
How?
There you go.
Okay. That is why you are the blacksmith. I just look at it and step back now that it's making noise and power.
What's it doing?
I don't know.
I don't know. Oh, that doesn't.
Sound inspiring.
Is that normal, Brother Sykes?
Yes, this is all normal. Yes, this is great. This is wonderful. All right, so we got to work.
We
Great.
have-
There's yes.
All 9 of the tiers are there now.
All right, and is anything? How does it look? Does it look like it's working? Is it what is
How
it,
would
what does
we
it look like?
know what? How do we know what
It's
working looks
making
like?
a noise,
Making
but
noise, yes, I hear that. Yes, it sounds good. How is? Does it look like any of them are? None of them are cracking or rattling, are they? And as you
I'm
start
going to inspect.
How did you
notice-
go blind, Brother Sykes?
I was literally thinking that earlier, by the way.
He's
As soon as we started this thing.
As he's staring into.
I'm not quite entirely sure. Just the way it happens. It happens. It was.
And it's still probably like looking like staring directly into this. And just sort of listening every once in a while, eyes trying to grab focus on something that isn't there as they're sort of looking into this distorted ring. As these tiers of geoloon start to then light up. As they do, you start to see, as I click every one of these to fix it.
Wait.
Don't worry about that one. Don't worry. Get over here. Okay, hold on. Hold on, everyone. Hold on. Okay. All right. I don't think that I can. All right. This is just how it is. As each of these crystals light up, and I think that over this humming and this distorted whirring, he says,
All right. Where do you want to go? Do you know yet?
I looked at Ty.
But also, we could turn it off now that we know that it's working.
We know where to go.
Do we know where to go?
Ty?
We want to go now?
I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, do we want to go?
Do we have a choice?
Yes.
Are you sure we can turn it off and then turn it back on again and nothing will break?
No.
We have to go through all that again.
Jed, take out the center crystal.
Okay, the hand flies towards the crystal in the center and then wraps around it and then
Are you
lifts upwards.
Shit.
I'm just gonna redo all this. Okay. As the and you start to see these concentric circles, or where these runes were, start to as they were sort of spinning in these opposite directions. These circular frames now sort of find their home back at their resting position back before. I do not remember any of these. Control K.
Control K and Control O.
Thank you. As
All right. Well, we weren't planning on leaving immediately. You just kind of said that this device existed, and
I'm sorry. Very good. Well, now we know how it does. Now we know how it works.
Okay.
do we?
No.
How
we know
would
how to
we
turn it off.
return once we get to a place in the first place?
I mean, we wouldn't be able to use this, so we'd have to walk or take a ship or...
Well, we don't know how it works. If it like makes a portal.
Unless...
Well, you could take Pendulum back.
Yeah. Smith, can you get the runes for here? Can you do your travel ritual to get us back here?
Well,
Surely they don't have those runes under wraps. Or maybe they do.
Yeah, those are available for students.
Yeah, that's part of the teleportation ritual. The circle. You need the coordinates to and the coordinates from. And I have the from, but we'd have to find another circle to send us here. That's the problem.
I see.
you have Blue Falls unlocked in your waypoint database.
We'd have to travel to Blue Falls.
We'd have to go to Blue Falls to come back here.
In Smith's waypoint database, for those of you playing the home game and want to take a look at all the waypoints, it is Blue Falls and Flair's Academy right now. Those are the 2 points you can jump between using your spell.
Fast travel locations.
Yeah, those are your fast travel locations, exactly.
Okay. And to get to a location, we need to be at another location.
Correct.
Unless
Now,
you use
Unless-
this device.
Okay.
And this device is said to put you anywhere you want.
so the question is, where do we want to go? Do you want to go back to Blue Falls, Si?
Was it Blue Falls we had to go to, or was it Hogsmeade or whatever it's called?
Well, we already know how to get to Blue Falls, right? We don't have to, whatever that is.
Well, again, I can only get there from another circle.
Going to
So-
Blue Falls is a risk, ain't it?
Going
Yes.
anyway is. But I thought the idea was to go and help your uncle.
We can go to Hornlight with this device, but we'll have no way back. And it's a far trip.
It
Well, then
is.
just send me.
No, if we go together.
I mean,
Yeah,
there's not
I
really
agree
any
with that.
reason
That
for
goes
you lot
without
to go.
saying. What do you mean?
It's a waste of time for the rest of you. I'm just going to see what's up with them. Check they're all right. See if what I
Right.
saw was real. I can
We're
make
a
my way
team.
back here.
Ty, what was your reason for coming to the academy?
to get her here and him.
And we've been here.
Then our reason for going to Hornlight is to get you there.
No, that's different.
No,
I ain't
it's
got
not.
nothing to do. I'm sitting around kicking my fucking heels. The rest of you have been studying. You've all been learning shit. I've been watching you. There's plenty more you can learn here. Nothing for me. I'll pop up to Hornlight, have a look around. Head back. I'll send you a letter.
No.
I don't like the idea of that.
Why?
Why? Because we came here to learn, and by all accounts we have. However, it's not like we can't learn on the fly. There is something called homework. And
And there comes a point where you learn better by doing and experience anyway.
But it might just be a waste of time. It's
And
gonna
it
take
might not.
fucking ages to get all the way up there and back.
Right, and maybe it won't be a waste of time. Maybe we'll discover something incredibly important. Maybe we'll find something that helps us fight the God King. Maybe we won't. But we
This
won't
place
know
was-
until we go.
correct. This place was only supposed to be a base, you know, when we were looking at the map and thinking about to go. It wasn't to, oh, you know what? I really want to enroll in school. No, it was to go and see if it existed and if they could help us. And they've
Yeah.
helped us.
Exactly.
We've gotten stronger.
And
But
Jet and I did have that vision of some sort of school or something up north with the God King, and they could be anywhere. It's a pocket dimension. They don't have to be up north, so why are they? And why are these witches maybe up north? Why is there something, why did your cousin go up north? There might be something there. It might be worth looking into.
Well, at least we gotta wait and see what Matazar says.
Yeah.
Maybe he'll have some more insight before we make any decisions.
there is strength in numbers.
It sounds like the decision's already been made, Ty. We all want to go with you.
Right, but maybe we don't need to go there at all yet.
Right.
I suppose we don't know
Maybe
yet.
this all weren't real. Maybe this is a weird thing these witches do. Maybe it's all already happened and it's a waste of time.
Maybe. Maybe not.
Right, I say we fuck off, go to sleep. In the morning we'll go and see Matazar. See what
Alright.
he's got for us. What he's got. We'll see what we do after that.
Okay.
All right.
Seems fair.
Thank you for your help, brother.
Yes, so thank you for yours. I'm very interested to see this work again. And
And
to,
you're-
of course, help you with where we need to go. What do you know where yet?
No, not yet. We'll let you know in the morning, though,
Very well.
tomorrow. And you're sure you're safe here?
No.
Right. Maybe, maybe not.
Exactly.
Don't get caught because we need the machine more than you do.
Yes, I know. It's not. I'll just come back with you. This didn't happen.
Right, come on in.
Yes.
All
I
right.
will. Okay. Yes.
And they take, Brother Sykes takes a moment to just sort of swing the astrolabe again and just sort of run his hand across it, and then makes his way towards the door with all of you, and then turns at the dais towards leaving, and sort of looks back.
All right.
And takes a moment and starts to then press onward with you all, with a dark speech of some sort of word. The stone monolith makes its way down and flies and grinds into the cliffside of the precipice where you once were. And as it sort of swaps with the residence hall, Oh, I'm sorry. It'll start to then disappear, leaving you with the caverns at this precipice to the residence hall. The wings are up in these spires, but the academy itself is sort of burrowed as like in these different underground chambers that sort of erupts from this precipice that you're on, or at least the residence halls do, and that's where start to descend into the evening. Is that what's happening?
Think so.
Well,
I guess it was already nighttime, right? Because
Yeah,
he
but I
started
mean-
to do his scrying, so we probably
Yes.
just
Is that? I'm sorry. I guess the question is: are you heading back towards the residence halls, or are you heading back to Matazar?
Residence
No.
halls.
Yeah. Okay.
residence, and
Yeah.
then we'll
Yeah, it
we'll
seemed
get to
like
him
you
in
I
the
think
morning.
he told us
Yeah.
to come back tomorrow, right?
Rest
Yeah,
first,
he did.
yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. As so, you all sort of find your way back into these residence halls. It's an interesting cavernous, wooded caverns underground, which is usually not done. But here it seems to be just a part of the normal architecture. There seems to be wooden floors that go into wooden archways, but you're knowing that you are underground. And then it starts to then peek into this basket, or this where a lot of your rooms are, where a lot of these this lattice work of metal starts to then drape over some of these bedrooms and this wing where you have been staying, where we saw Brad earlier, where Brad was looking up into the sky, and then sort of welcomes you back, the aurora dancing above. And I think that is where we are going to take our break today. Be right back, everybody. Hang tight for more Spellwind in Flaris Academy. Geoloon crests over the horizon in this pocket dimension known as Flaris Academy, or at least these are the grounds of Flaris Academy. Normal morning happens. You all, I think, sleep in a bit, or at least more than you expected to. It doesn't need to be by much, but just the residual effects of staying up late into the evening, chatting about void magic and trying to power this very confusing device. You all sort of meet, whether or not that is outside of your respective rooms or in the hall, making your way toward where Matazar and his quarters are. That is up to you. The morning's yours.
You ready?
Yeah.
Okay. Where are we?
We're heading to go see the do we call him a headmaster?
Yeah.
What do we call
I
him?
think it's Grandmaster, I think is what we said last week.
Grandmaster, okay. We're off to see the Grandmaster, Jeff.
Okay. Oh, okay. All right.
You okay?
Just didn't sleep very well, I suppose. Okay. Lead the way.
You didn't take any of those tears back with you, did you?
No. I would not touch those with my hands. I don't really trust that stuff very much, no. We destroyed a mountain with 2 of them. I was afraid for a moment that we were going to... As I do that, you see a bit of, I guess, spark just appear from where I breathed out with prestidigitation.
Green spark, sort of, just like flash paper, erupts in front of Jet.
Anyway, it didn't happen, so...
It still might.
Would be an interesting way to go
I'm just teasing.
after having come
I'm
back.
joking.
After having come this far, that would be an interesting way to go.
Yeah.
With a bang. Okay. So, what is the plan exactly? I've been a bit lost for a while.
I think
So
we're
we are-
just gonna see what he discovered, right? He was scrying for us, so.
Oh yes, of course.
You mean after that?
Yes.
I think we'll figure it out after we find out what information he's given us.
Okay. Lead the way.
So you start to find yourselves weaving
Mhm.
through these corridors, making your way toward Matazar's quarters, his office. And the door is closed. It is intricate. This wing has a lot of faculty members and such in this wing, but there's an intricate archway, a large door that could comfortably fit a half giant through. It is wider than most cave mouths you've seen, but not enormously so. There is a large door handle on it that, when pulled, which I believe you may have probably over your past time here, seen Matazar just gently push this open as you make your way towards this door.
I'll knock on the door. Grandmaster?
Yes, come in.
Okay.
I'm so excited you're here.
Here, and as the door slides open with just like the gentle tap of Matazar's hand.
So happy you're here. How have you all been? Did you sleep well?
Yes, I take it went well.
Yes, I'd learned a lot.
Okay.
And when I say a lot, I mean it's interesting. Would you any more drinks? Drinks, tea, juice,
Yeah,
anything?
I'd love some. Thank you.
Very well, great.
And makes the toddles on over to looks like a chest, and then opens it up, and it looks like there's this looks like a cooling effect of some sort of dry ice, maybe sort of erupts from maybe if it was purple as well, like the Spellwind, just sort of bubbles around this chest and opens up, reaches in and grabs out this like small, colorful, vibrant juice in a decanter, and sort of goes ahead and just pours each glass for each of you and also himself, and places it back in this like cooling chest of sorts, and then so as you're sort of holding this glass, it's probably like I'm picturing it like a little bit more of a red orange juice, is sort of what he's drinking out of, as he's sort of
I've done some scrying, Typhia.
Yeah,
Yes,
we've
okay.
all got a nice cup of tea. We've all put our
Yes,
feet
yes,
up. Are we
yeah.
ever going to get there or what?
No, I was just okay. So, you wanted me to scry on the Briar Coven, yes,
Yeah.
and Hornlight, yes.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Very well. From what I have gathered, I reached out into, I scried in the area of Hornlight and what we know of the area. I've been there several times, so I'm able to utilize the... Anyway, I'm getting ahead of myself. So I was able to, and as I had my eyes closed, I was able to see into the realm itself, as I was able to, with my psyche, breach into the material realm and see with the lensing of my own psyche where we are and who was there at Hornlight. So, when I was there, I've noticed no such thing of any sort of coven at all. There was several looked like to be a lot of trees, either cut in some sort of or chopped down or broken or fractured. And it seemed a lot of charring was lapping up around the marble statues that were there, but I don't see it, almost like aftermath of something.
Like maybe a big fireball.
Or a sight.
Or a sight. Much like maybe like a big fireball is likely the case. Though it didn't have any sort of point. I did inspect it for this. It didn't have any sort of point of origin, as most explosive arcane energies would have. The combustion didn't come from anywhere. I think it was looked like it was intentional. So I waited a couple of hours or so, and then I scryed again. And as I did, I noticed it's if you are lucky when you are scrying, you can receive some. The Spellwind sometimes grants other senses, not just sight. And I was able to smell a moment of burning greenery. So I was able to, in my scrying state, able to shift and move the bubble of my psyche on to up the causeway toward where I would smell. This stench would get a little bit stronger. And I did notice there were several people, looked to be brigands of some sort. One seemed to have a large scar from his ear down to his shoulder, looked like to be some sort of ogre of some sort, and as well as and there's several other humanoid-looking people. One had a long crimson jacket that went down to their ankles, and looked to be someone who was a practitioner, or maybe even studied here. Very familiar face. But either way, I saw a couple of them and their likes torching and burning a lot of the area. It looked like brambles and some broken statues were thrown into this bonfire as well. But that's was pretty much really the gist of it from what I can remember.
Sorry, very familiar face.
Mm-hmm.
Like previous student familiar face, or?
Yes, likely that. Usually when I see, if I'm scrying out in the world, and usually I see someone with a familiar face, it's mainly probably most likely that. Unless I've met them somewhere here, but if I'm meeting anyone, it's always going to be students. So,
Right.
probably likely just an old student of mine.
Yeah, almost definitely. Their faces, though.
Mm-hmm.
Did they look panicked, worried, or like they were just
Relieved.
working?
Relieved.
Right. Well, then we don't need to go there, do we? We'll leave them alone.
It is up to you.
You're going to head to Hornlight.
We were thinking about it.
To
need
dispatch
to
this
now.
coven, or what?
No. Just to check on those people. But if they're relieved, then they don't need any help, and they're not in danger. So.
Very well.
Even so, they are the last of the Entente, at the very least. They are the Entente that we know.
Yeah.
They are, for all intents and purposes, our leader.
The Entente, yes. How are they? Is it you're all from the Entente, yes? I've heard this spoken a couple of times, yes.
It's like it sort of drops this as if it's never been discussed, but it's like,
Yeah.
I knew this.
Yes.
Mm.
We have the same end goal.
Good.
Sort of.
Yes.
To be clear, protecting the Spellkin and making
yes,
sure that they're not
yes.
hunted down, that is not where the variation lies. Okay.
No, I'm with you. Yes. Yeah. And I thank you for your bravery. I wish we were in a place where we could. But we
You
must-
are.
What do you mean? Well, I mean, we
What
are
do
now, yes, right? I mean, using such knowledge as power, and sometimes the mere knowledge is weaponry. I mean, you could have figured out how to, if you were to head back to Pendulum and make your way up north, then you wouldn't. It would have been all for naught. But now you have the information, so I guess you're right in the way I am. And we are.
I don't mean to start an argument, but does that just absolve you from your indifference?
What do you mean?
The fact that we came here on our own and found you is wonderful, yes. And the fact that you helped us and armed us with knowledge is wonderful, yes. And don't mistake me, I am very grateful, but you could be doing so much more to help your brethren. There are people out there dying, being enslaved by the God King, and you are here safe. But meanwhile, our people are dying.
Yes.
and this shift in tone usually doesn't. The last time I think you've probably felt this shift was when you first showed up at the here at Flares Academy.
As there are many people who would say this argument, not to start an argument, but using the word argument. There are many beliefs on how the Spellkin should move forward. We either fight our last breath, or we use our breath to sculpt a new generation that could then do it better. And
If we don't do anything, there won't be a generation to breathe. I'm not accusing you, and I'm not even angry. I feel like I should be. I understand everybody has their reasons for doing what they're doing, and not everybody can do something, but I just wonder if you think about it at all.
Oh, I most definitely do.
Then why?
Why do I think about it?
Why did you wait for us to come to you? Why?
No, it seems like a lost
Why
cause.
aren't
It has for a while, except when it comes to fighting. I don't know if I'm in a place morally or ethically to train students to go fight in a war.
There are other ways to fight than using magic as weapons of destruction.
Yes, with knowledge, and that is what I'm trying to arm these people with.
You see, sort of, there is like this interesting moment of trying to chew on the words that he's saying.
What do you... You've brought many students here in the past 3 months.
Yeah.
Many who have needed a new outlook on who they are. A lot of them are very... they have a lot of potential in becoming masters or even grandmasters themselves of the academy. And I respect every footfall that you have all created to make your way here. Not just for yourselves, but for them and for the Spellkin. I say this because I'm interested in how I could help. If there is more, tell me.
Of course there's more.
Scry on him. Scry on him right now.
No. But I'm...
The God King.
No. You don't know what he has and what he can do and if he'll know, and that puts this whole place in danger. I don't think that is wise. However, there is a lot that you can do.
Give me an intimidation, Ty, or a persuasion.
I'm intimidating him.
And
12.
Marsha, you give me a persuasion.
Sure.
Okay.
25.
Continue. He doesn't immediately start scrying.
But he's right. You do have the power to scry. How many of our brethren have been trapped and jailed just for being who they are? And you could rescue them. I know you could. I know that you and the other grandmasters absolutely have the power to step in and rescue those people. So why did it take us storming a literal fortress to do that? I understand that, I understand that there isn't a right or wrong answer. I understand that that taking up a shield or a sword, no matter what that shield or sword looks like, comes with unseen consequences and an unsurmountable amount of a burden. And I understand you're inviting trouble, but if no one stands up to help, then it is a lost cause, and it's a lost cause because no one is doing anything about it. We are the reason it's a lost cause. But together we have more power than those without magic, and I'm not saying we use magic to destroy our enemies, but we absolutely could use it to rescue and shelter those of us that have it, and teach them how to use it, and teach them a life of compassion before it becomes something like the Entente, where all anyone can ever see is revenge and death and killing. And give somebody an option to be more than just a weapon, and they might just choose it. Is all I'm saying, I guess. Sorry, I'm out of line. Thank you for your help. And I will set my tea down and I will walk out.
I look around awkwardly and I follow.
So, did Ty leave with them, or is Ty staying? Okay. Yeah, I look at Ty and I say, as I turn my attention towards Madazar, I say, being sworn, you gather a very different perspective on things. You see what the world really is up close, and you can feel what it is you do to people. That's going to happen. In a much more grandiose way. I guarantee you the God King will not stop until this place and the world is under his control. Being able to train these people, us, it's good. But it won't be forever unless you do something. She knows that better than anybody.
I'm open to understand. Which I could tell that this is all very important to each of you. And it is to me. I guess there is a moment of, there is a iota of discomfort that involves just sort of dispelling the grounds of the academy and arriving back on the spine. But I think that I have not quite thought about, until this moment, that I do not need to leave the grounds to be of help. I'm listening to what you're saying, and I'm inspired from not just you and her, but the movement itself. And for you, Ty. I have, and we all have, not been abreast of much of this crusade. I'll need some time to figure out what it is that we can do, and what I can do. I haven't been fair with you, Ty. I haven't been fair with either of you, or any of the students. Having access to your learning and unlock ways of leaving here is no better than... no better than Stormfur. So I just need some time to think about it. And yes, I will do what I can. And at least I could do is give you access to wherever you'd like to go. I could help you write the circle. Smith.
It's a good start.
Matters are, unless we stop him, he'll rule the entire world before long.
Oh yes, I know. Yes, I am. This is a lot, and yes, I know that. And yes. You would like to go to Evervale? I have those. I have that. But I don't know if that's what you want. Either way, I'm here to help. Respect each of you. I respect the movement. I respect bringing everyone here for this case. And it's only the last couple of moments where I've been hit with a flood of information I have not ever identified.
And yet you spend all day scrying and looking out.
And identify. Yes.
It doesn't matter whether you respect it, whether you believe in the cause, you will fight for the cause. Whether you do it out of your own choice now, or whether you do it because a sworn soldier has got a blade at your throat when they come storming up that fucking beach. You're gonna have to fight eventually, or do something.
We were prepared to the night you all arrived. Do you remember? That I understand.
This little pocket, this little place you've got here, it's not what it's like out there.
No.
This is a nice reprieve. It's nice to feel safe behind these arcane walls that you've got, but at some point, this revolution that we've got going on out there, going to create a new world. There's all these people, me, him, everyone was born in hell, and you've had your eyes closed to it. No one needs to be born in hell. We're going to change it. You're going to help us.
Yes, yes. Very motivating. Yes. Yes.
I'm not trying to motivate you.
Spire, I'm sorry. I'm just very...
You should be scared. You should be figuring out what the fuck you can do. Not looking at us. Not closing your eyes, but figuring out what the fuck you can do. What the fuck he even is. You and your lot here Figure it out. You're the brains, you're the magic, you're the Spellwind. Use it. Tell me who he is. Tell me where he is. Give me a weakness. Tell me if he's real.
And the Queen.
What about the Queen?
I don't know how much
And
she's
I-
involved with.
It's very much real.
I'm sorry.
Sentai is very much real, referring to the Emperor. But then it looks back at you. What
The
about
Queen. The Queen is very much involved in what's been going on, at least from what we can tell.
Hmm.
She has some kind of magical abilities for sure.
Why don't they lock her up in Stormford? Big Drusilla's a fucking spellkin, ain't she?
Drusilla? Can't recall. Well, I'll find more information about Drusilla.
Just find information about everything.
Everything.
It's the one thing we've never had.
Very well.
We never had the numbers. Maybe we never will. We've never really had access to information. Lorcan always said something about scrying being his weakness, or not his strength. I asked him once if he'd ever scryed on the fucking God King. He said he did actually try.
And what did he say?
He said he'd never experienced such pain. I don't even know what the fuck that means.
Sounds about right. I'll do what I can. Description of this queen. I have not met her.
And I assume you'd at least give what you know, Smith probably, of
Yeah.
what she looks like.
And then I look at Ty and I say, she, what I can tell, has the power to enter dreams.
And then what?
She learned what I dream about.
Have any of you ever woke up from these dreams in danger? An abrupt start, maybe. A cold sweat. Or, anything. A precipice of a dagger over your head. A rock wobbling to crush you as you dodge out of the way. Is there anything that happens post these dreams?
Well, we knew someone that was experimented on in Stormford. And was being used as an intelligence focal point, we think, by the Queen. But nothing directly like that. Varsha's been through her own things, but that's up for her. That's up to her to speak on.
Well, would you go get her?
I don't think now is the best time.
Right. Yes. Well, then I must have a conversation with Pasha when she's ready.
We'll let her know.
Mousavi, what is it that you're afraid of?
But I'm afraid she's a night hag, and I'm worried.
I don't mean with the pig, I mean...
Oh.
Overall. You're afraid of losing your life? Losing the students? Losing this place? What?
Everything.
Because frankly, I don't really think it's a good idea that the God King...
If I die, who is to... If... Not even myself. That's almost... That's too much. If Flaris falls, it will crumble, literally. The spires will sink into the sea itself, and this entire... Just everything will be gone. Knowledge, the archives, everything. Spellwind as we know it. At least what we know of Spellwind as we know it. But be a mystery again to generations to come.
Right. Now, I don't want to learn any magic. I don't like the Spellwind. I hate the God King even worse. I hate what he does. I hate everything about him. I hate the Crusades. I hate the fact that he took my parents away from me, took my life away from me. I can't do anything other than wet work, honestly. But if we can keep him from taking this place, I'll figure out how to get it done. Out there, the Entente, not many mages. There's a few, but they ain't at this level, whether they've been here or not. But there are people that can stop the Sworn from coming here and tearing this place down. You sit here, you figure out some stuff. Whenever you think something might be useful, whenever you scry some information, you can tell us. Then we can use it out there.
Very well.
No more hiding away. You're in this war now. You're in this revolution. You don't have to get a tattoo, but you can if you want.
We'll cross that bridge when we go to it.
You come up with intel. Shit that we can use. All we've been doing is bludgeoning our heads against their fucking shields and swords. Men dying. Generations of fucking people being killed.
He wanders off towards the desk. He picks up an artifact, a sphere, reflective but also crystalline. As it looks like it was potentially created out of a tier of Gelim. As he goes to hand it to you.
What's that?
He puts a finger to his temple, and you hear while you're holding this in his mind, or in your mind.
This should help. I could speak to you across the plains with this.
Fine, yeah. I know what it is.
I had a feeling you might.
We came here to find a different way. To win. To save people and figure all this out.
Well, like I said, I will see if I can get more information on the loving queen.
Is there anything we can do when we're out there to ensure that no one finds this place? If we were to be taken, captured, the Queen or something invades our dreams, who knows what she pulls?
If my theories are correct, and I speak with Varsha, my theories prove to be that she is what we would call a night hag. And you fight back. In the dream. The reason why I mentioned a precipice of something or danger imminently happening is usually when you're startled awake out of that, there is a high percentage of those who find themselves in these unfortunate predicaments have been affected by such a thing. These unlucky demises. Someone who goes out and sleeps under the stars, but partway through the night, the weather turned and blew a tree over and landed on anywhere but their tent and has crushed them. That is just a mere example of what could happen if you don't fight back in those dreams. Night hags, while on the subject, if they are successful in this demise of yours, they will then, they would gather your soul, but it's not necessarily like a wisp or a magical, it's not a piece of the wind or anything like that. It's usually in the form of some sort of carrion worm that resembles the face of your own soul. And if this is true, then there is a reason she needs this currency. And I could figure out what that is. How's that?
So you're saying let her in and then fuck her up inside the dream?
No, don't let her in. If you find yourself staring down the bowstrings of death itself, and she's there grimacing back, then yes, fight back. But don't let the archer of fate draw the bow.
All right, and then what? Fight her, and then what?
Ward her off any way you know how.
How does that help you?
What
do you want me to bring back?
It wouldn't help me, it would only help you. Therefore, if you do get startled awake in these nightmares, you will then be lost.
Right. That's how to deal with a dream witch.
Yes? You had a dream recently?
No.
Oh.
Yeah.
All right, I was interested and now I'm not, and then I'm back and now I'm interested again.
I have a lot of dreams.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of them are nightmares.
Right. You don't need to share any of them, but do ponder about what I said.
Yeah, I'll keep an eye out for a fucking dream witch.
When you say it like that, it's less intimidating. But anyway, that's working theory. Working theory. But I should probably get back to helping and doing my cause. And he
One last
starts
thing.
to stand and collect some of the glasses of juice, whether or not they're finished or still full. He just starts to then,
Yes.
If we send people here, will you take them in?
Of course. Without question.
How many people can you keep here?
As many as we're willing to learn. And fight.
Right. So we'll only take
Supplies and-
Spellkin.
I'm sorry?
Spellkin only.
No. Usually we would say Spellkin, but Anyone can learn as long as they're okay with Spellkin, and as long as they are all right with the Spellwind.
I'm not saying we drag every man, woman, and child here, Smith, but people that are useful that we meet.
Or an emergency.
Right.
Might be a good idea to investigate Blue Falls after all.
That's what I'm thinking.
If we can bring people here, if anyone's still alive.
I'm still alive? Oh yes, right. I will scry on Blue Falls and give you an update as well.
Nevervale's expanding.
Oh, it is. It always has been.
I mean, like, actively. For all we know, there's blood running in the streets right now.
Then we must hurry. I will cancel my appointments. I'll cancel my classes. I must start immediately.
I'll go and see Varsha. Send her to you if she's up for it.
Yes, please do.
Might have some other things to speak on as well. But I think it's better if we talk first.
Yes, of course.
And we'll get back to you. Good day, brother.
Varsha.
Yeah.
You alright?
Yeah, I just feel like I try really hard not to lose my composure around him, but sometimes I get so frustrated that they're just not doing anything, and now I feel badly.
They're in.
What?
They're in. They're gonna get us information.
How did you do it?
Told him he might as well join now, because eventually he's gonna fucking die if he don't. And it wasn't a threat from me.
I hug him.
There's a dagger in your side. You can't do that. You can't jump on Ty like that.
I'd shrug her off.
Do you know how much this changes things? If they're gonna actually play an active role in helping us?
How active a role?
Brother Matazar said that we would be able to bring people here. Emergency or otherwise.
As a refuge.
Yes.
Oh my god, that's amazing.
Or a training camp.
Training, what kind of training camp?
Falcon training.
Just so that we understand the nature of the Spellwind and what we can do?
Or maybe to fight back.
Don't really want to recreate anybody's childhood here.
Well, some people want to fight, though.
And that's fine, and they can do that. But
Those
I think
people.
if this
Training
place
camp.
stays a refuge and a place of knowledge, then people can make their own decisions. But you know, what if I mean, think about if my parents even had the knowledge to, you know what to teach me, to hide me, where I would be right now. I'm not saying I don't
No more
want to be
hiding,
here.
though, Varsha. That's the point. There'll be nothing to hide from if we win.
When we win.
Right.
The sooner the better, I suppose.
Yeah.
We can use this place. That's what I told him.
That's That's really
He's
good
going to
news.
provide information. He's going to get some of the mages to scry. He's going to scry himself. And then out there, we can use it. And we can use it to defend this place. It'll only make us stronger. We've never had information. Not good information. Scraps.
Okay,
It's proper intel that we can use. Action.
Okay. This is a little overwhelming, and I'm trying not to get too excited, but I'm feeling pretty hopeful right now.
Well, he wants a word with you, so...
I didn't give any specifics, but I told him that some of our experiences with the Queen,
I see.
he suggested she might be something called the Night Hag.
A what?
A Night Hag.
A dream
What does that
witch,
mean?
Basically.
I don't follow.
A witch in your dreams.
Like a lady of the night, but older.
Absolutely nothing like a lady of the night.
Then why the name? I don't understand.
Because she's going to creep into your fucking dreams and try and kill you.
What kind of lady of the nights are where you're from, Jet?
I don't know what you mean. They said night hag. What other imagination should I have? Exactly.
I'll be right back.
I have a candle by my cot side sometimes as a night light. It's not a horror, it's just a light. So what is it? What is it then?
She has power over people's dreams. Some kind of witch of some kind. And regardless, Grandmaster Madazar knows something about them. Might be able to help us. Mentioned something about defending ourselves in our dreams, and well, it might be good to talk to him about all of our experiences there.
Did we not have something before that we used that was able to help slightly?
The mask.
Yeah.
Right.
But that's only for one of us.
I wonder if I could recreate it.
That's a great idea.
It is?
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
okay.
That's fantastic. I don't know why we didn't think of it before. That's a great idea, Jet. Do you think you could?
Most definitely, given enough time.
Okay. We could all have one, and that would be so good. And maybe... Huh.
Sleep masks.
Yeah. Well, all the time masks, but
Yeah.
particularly, yes, sleep masks.
Okay.
Okay. This is starting to be really good.
Of course, this would have to be at DM's discretion as to how exactly I can make these masks. As a level 10 alchemist, I'm able to create, magical items at half the cost as it would normally take anybody to make an item. I am a magic item adept after all. So I can attune up to 4 magic items at once, and if I can craft a magic item with a rarity of common or uncommon, it will take me a quarter of the normal time, and it will cost half as much.
Ooh. Ooh. Sorry, I'm just...
And also there are weird
Level
ghost
10 characters,
sounds.
man. I've never gotten here before, okay? Let me freak out.
Hell yeah. Freak away. So the this would count as, if it tells me. It is, for all intents and purposes, a ring of mind shielding, but a mask.
Okay. Ring of mind shielding.
So enjoy your
is-
research.
Okay. It is uncommon, therefore it is within my grasp.
Perfect. Then yeah, and you'd be able to. It would cost an infusion. How many infusions do you have as an artificer? Right.
Well, I have an extra one, but this It would cost an infusion to do so alchemically and instantly. However, at level 10, I can actually make magic items that are permanent.
Sweet.
Holy shit.
Okay, cool. All right.
That's a great idea.
Yeah, I mean, you are in the academy. This would be the best place for you to make things if you ever wanted to. So this is
How long do you think it would take you?
So a quarter of the time. So it'll take me 5 days to make one mask.
Okay, so we can't leave until that's done. I feel like that's kind of a mandatory thing we should all have as protection.
So a little over 2 weeks.
Okay. But that gives us enough time to plan exactly what we're doing and where we're going and
Classic
to be fully prepared.
No days off.
Yeah.
Okay, I will have to get to work now in that case.
Okay. Thank you. What can I get you anything or bring you food? You will eat, won't you?
I would hope so.
I know how you get. I really do.
That's fine. I will
I'll
I haven't
buy
used in a
something
while.
later.
Okay. I'll be waiting.
Okay.
I will also need a few we have all the labs available, so I'm sure cost won't be too much of an option, I suppose. It will be half the cost, so at 250 gold pieces for there and abouts in terms of equipment, but we have the entire island's resources at our disposal, as well as, of course, Brother Sykes, and we helped him, so we have that too, and I'm sure we'll be able to do this. And if we have this alembic from in there, I think maybe perhaps I'll be able to do this. And Mr. Smith, if you could help me, please, just this way, I'll show you where I need to be. And I think
all right, just
Thanks.
try
Thanks,
a few. Okay, calm it. All right.
Okay. I think I realize I'm by myself. I watch them walk away. I've got a slight smile because I adore them both. And I really enjoy watching Jet get really excited about magic. And I think I just have a moment going, wow, I hope that we win. And I hope all spellkin can get excited about magic instead of feel ashamed or scared.
Mm-hmm.
And then I will go knock on the door.
Okay.
Where's Ty? Did Ty just sneak away?
Ty,
I think he did.
There are sometimes they have some blink dogs sometimes that roam the hall.
Ty's like that.
Yeah,
You look around and then suddenly he's gone.
Right, and that sort of represents here. And I think Ty may have seen one doing some poo circles and needed to take the blink dog outside.
Right, got it.
That's where Ty went during that scene. But anyway, so you make your way toward the large door. You knock on it.
Mm-hmm. It's me.
Mm-hmm. Yes, come in.
Okay. And then I'll go inside.
Door opens. As it's much lighter than you would think it is. It's a large, thick door, but it's very
I imagine it's like it opens once you have permission and the intent to go inside. Like I don't even need to touch the door. It just is going to open for me,
mm-hmm.
which is kind of cool.
Exactly.
Okay.
As Matazar, Brother Matazar has a like the pearl, that pearl-fitted skull cap, the large beard, and looks like a jeweler's eye in one eye, and is sort of. It looks like they're trying to find focus of it and staring off into the distance.
Yes, hello.
Hi. Smith said you.
Yes. Oh, wonderful.
As they sort of pluck it, and he plucks it from his eye. Yes. I heard some things. We were discussing some things about things I should potentially do some research for to help out, and we mentioned something about the Queen, and that seemed to have stricken some sort of memory chord with him, and how it may have affected you, and you've had some poor dreams with something like this, something of the sort. I have a theory it's probably a night hag, but I would like to know if you have more information to help solidify this theory, of course.
DM, quick question.
Yes.
I'm pretty sure that term was used in my dream. Someone used the term night hag or hag. Is that correct?
Yes, someone somewhere.
Yeah.
I remember
Okay, that's
telling
what I
you.
thought.
And I don't remember where,
Yeah.
but
Okay.
somewhere someone has told you. the phrase a night hag. Oh,
Yeah,
it was Brother
okay.
Sykes. I remember now.
Right. Okay.
On the boat. Yeah.
Opportunity to maybe remind him how helpful Brother Sykes has been. Going to take it. Brother Sykes actually said something similar when I told him about it. That was his theory as well.
Well, good. That's great. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Wonderful.
Yeah, I can tell you what happened
Please,
if you like.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. And then I will recount. It probably takes a little time because I think I've told the others bullet points of what happened, but I think my relationship with the Grandmaster over these past 3 months is
10 minutes, 3 minutes.
yeah, I think it's like I'm pretty open and honest.
Yes.
Because it allows him to actually help me and it allows me to actually learn, kind of like a therapist. So I think I will tell him how I felt during it as well, and which is probably something I leave out because I don't want to be like,
Usually
it terrified
to
me,
your
and I
friends.
was, exactly. I don't want to tell my friends what a baby I am, but yeah, I'll absolutely tell the Grandmaster what a baby I was, and then in as best detail as I can, I very specifically tell him about the time where I was trapped in my own mind from her, where I was like Groundhog Day, reliving the same thing over and over again.
Yes.
Yeah, and that was very clearly her. I tell her everything I can remember about Tenno and fighting Tenno and all of that and how horrific that was. And then I tell him all of the details about my experience up with the Aurora and the Spellwind and seeing her and talking to her and her seeing me, and then us having like a little bit of a encounter / fight where I pushed her and she reacted to my strength.
Sorry, keep going.
Yeah. And she saw me and reacted and almost like hissed at me and was afraid of me for maybe a second.
Right.
And then I haven't encountered her since. We have these masks, and then I don't know who's wearing it. Ty, is it okay if I say I'm wearing it today?
Yes.
Okay. Then I'll just like wait.
Well, he said
Sorry, I
no.
think we've been trading it, right?
Yeah.
Well, if he said no,
Right,
then I'll
okay.
just explain it, right? But I'll show him the mask then. And be like, we have this. Ty and I've been trading it back and forth.
Hold on. And
A drawer of like jeweler's eyes, almost like a ratchet set with like that small horizontal box with a bunch of little, what look like to be like the sockets, but goes ahead and fits one to his eye, much different than the one that he was using before, as he then starts to look at the mask.
oh, I see.
And you can't keep that. I have to deliver that to Jet. He's
Oh, yeah.
working on making more so that we can be protected when we leave.
Well, this is very, and without needing to say like what it is or anything, he just,
Yeah.
I see. Yes, well, he must get this. So we must make this
Yeah.
quick.
Sure.
My theories are, and with what you have been telling me, that she's most definitely some sort of
Night hag.
night
or
hag.
something,
Yes,
right?
yes. I didn't want to
Okay.
quite say, but yes. She.
Well, how do we stop that? Or
Well, I told the others. The best way to defend yourself is to defend yourself in your dreams. Most unfortunate, unlucky people find their demise during their sleep, whether it is just ill-fated death, whether or not the horse slipped on a rock and you were snapping in the back and you tumbled off the cliffside and died. Things like that. That's of course merely an example, but that unfortunate case of death whilst sleeping is usually done because of night hag interference. But if you are able to control it by facing what it is that is bothering you in these dreams, mainly her in this case, you would be able to at least fend her off for the moment. Don't let her take your soul. That's rather dramatic. But when I say that...
but it isn't dramatic because that's what happened to Tenno.
I'm sorry?
She took his soul. Is that what you're telling me? He turned into some sort of...
There was a small worm, carrion, one with the resembles their faces. Usually, at least, of course, how the depictions and, of course, the archives would call it. If this is true, then we do know from our interactions and, of course, those who have fallen before us, and those who explore these types of things, like going to the various hells and such. I have never been, but that there seems to be some sort of ongoing this ongoing feud between what do you know of devils or demons?
Well, I know that Tenno became one and I fought one, and that's about it.
Mm-hmm.
I think Oni was the term he used.
Yeah, only.
Or that was used.
Mm-hmm. So, these worlds they have grown to be some sort of currency over the aeons during this war. I don't want to say eternal war, because that could confuse you with, of course, the passage of... Do you know of the eternal wars? Have we spoken of this?
I get up to make tea. I feel like this is something we
Yeah.
do all the time because I know he's about to go off and ramble. So I'm going to make us some tea. I don't think he has he?
I don't think so.
I don't think he has either. I think I've heard a little bit about the Eternal Wars from Sykes. Though.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
You've mentioned it in passing, but no further details. But something to do with some sort of gods at war with each other.
That is the belief, that there is, and this,
Right.
of course, goes into void theory. And
Okay.
when you... from what I understand and what is happening here in these eternal wars, of course, is the void theory for the creation of everything itself, including the Spellwind and everything that we know and love, including the rocks beneath our feet to the glasses I wear. It all comes from some sort of, lack of a better term, opus. There was a time of miasma of colors would eviscerate one another and for eternity until a moment, the fraction, the very iota that would then create everything.
You said some people believe.
Yes.
Is this not your belief?
This is the belief. Well, the belief comes into the void theory that once, because everything is in this constant state of the explosiveness, all of the spell, all of the components of arcane and the divine and nature and life itself are flowing through everything and everywhere and collecting in the surfaces that, of course, could harbor the Spellwind. But the theory is that there is, when void is practiced too much, there can be... What do you know of entropy? Have you heard this term before?
Cord, I have to roll. Because I want to have heard of it.
Uh-huh.
But PB is losing her fucking shit.
Go
But
ahead
I
and
think
roll.
I just should roll for it.
9.
Chaotic?
Yes, yes. Entropy isn't studied here, in at least from what I've understood from this void theory. I try to stay away from it. Brother Sykes may know more, but that being said, entropy, and he would explain that it is the amount of stuff that sort of... you take a look at my desk.
As you start to see, the desk is relatively spick and span. There is
Right.
some disheveled pages here and there.
Once a desk that was purely made of wood. Yes, in its creation, it was purely made of wood in ornate fashion. It has the fluting off the sides and looks wonderful. Yes,
Yes.
that
it's
is
beautiful.
a state of something Now, if I was to then add this, and he takes his empty glass, just maybe the sipping, a steaming mug of tea that you probably just poured.
I hand him a tea and he literally puts it on the desk.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And he goes, and now if I take this and add this onto the desk, that would be an entropic response to the being of that desk. All of the stuff and the things that are collecting over time near the desk would presumably be its entropy, or play into its factors of its state. So, that being said, you and I are affecting the state of everything around. And you're starting to then see bits and flickers of Brother Sykes as he sort of explains this, as if like Brother Sykes would be explaining it, as if there is some sort of curriculum that they both follow. With this entropic response of you and I even having this conversation, we are affecting the constant state of time and reality itself, including Hearth, including everything of that. But this being said, and the reason why, going back to the Opus, that explosion, we are the entropy of that explosion. Now, if someone is to dabble too deep into the void, one could lose control of the void itself and lose the Spellwind. You see how this could be dangerous? If you lose the Spellwind in itself, and in some sort of... Brother Sykes would mention it as if you were to take a deep breath and exhale first, of course, something like this. You would then have the void or the absence of breath. That's pretty much what it is. The only thing is, if you are to create a vacuum in a point of space, or, excuse me, I'm getting I'm speaking Elvish. If you are to then, create some sort of rift in the void and able to lose control of such a thing, the mere breath that would be inhaling would continue to inhale until there is nothing left. And if that's the case, if something is to breathe until there is nothing, and there are several points of these throughout all of the Opus itself, then what will stop them from merging together? And then once they do, it'll happen all over again. Of course, that's a theory, and we are just the entropy of this Opus.
That is a lot, Grandmaster.
I'm sorry.
For me to try to comprehend at this moment, but don't they need each other? Aren't they connected? The Spellwind and the Void? And
yes, that is a theory, and one that we have thought for many years as we taught void magic.
Okay, and is it possible that we're not necessarily the entropy, but we are void and we are Spellwind? Like, we are not the result of that. We are just that.
Mm-hmm.
No? Am I not understanding this properly?
No. I'm excited because that's how I'm thinking. Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes,
all right.
I just wanted you to get there.
Yes, of course. So, do you believe in the Opus and these warring gods?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm open to it, you see.
Okay.
There are God and there is goddesses and God and gods throughout this entire, throughout all of culture, community, society, and everything we know of. But from what I understand, what is more than that? There can't be. So it's hard to say. This God King, the Emperor, I'm not sure. I'm not sure if we know if he's God and...
Well...
Or just a man.
The way I understand it is even just a man can be a Godin's champion. Right?
How so? What do you mean?
You might want to sit down.
And he reaches for the tea that was placed on the desk moments ago.
And I tell him...
Yeah.
I tell him, yeah, that I've been reached out to, and I tell him everything, and then I lead into, and I think maybe potentially that the God King is just trying to be this champion to one of these gods, goddess, godin, and then what? Transcend, ascend, become, change, transmute into
It's very
a
likely
god.
the case, yes. According with what you have just stated, through the story that you just told me, thank you so much for saying in such immense detail. With this, I think that is a fair assumption. That the man is desperately, if not already, trying to ascend to something.
Right. And to be clear, I have no intention of accepting any offer.
Oh, good. Yeah, that's good. Good.
Just to be
yes,
clear.
right.
Yeah.
I wasn't gonna ask. But
Yeah.
I'm glad you
Yeah.
brought that. So thank you. Yes, that'll help sleep easier tonight.
I mean, I want to win, and I feel like I want to protect our people,
Me too.
and I feel like I will do pretty much anything, but that feels like a line I can't come back from crossing. So I don't plan to cross that one.
Yes.
Void magic does intrigue me, though, if I'm honest.
Well, thank you for being honest. Just be very careful. And
Right.
I worry. I worry about, the inevitable, again.
I completely understand that, and I realize I've already overstepped once already today, but I would just like to remind you no good came from hoarding knowledge
Thank you.
or burning books or anything of the sort. And if people understand the danger and the nature, you're not going to stop people from using it as a weapon.
Yes.
And you're not going to stop people from using it or dabbling.
You could sort of tell that he's trying to, when people
Yeah.
are like, yeah, because they just want to move away from the subject.
Yeah,
That's
I
sort
know,
of what,
I know. Yeah.
Yes. I think it's best that you do be careful. I will mull this one over, if you don't
Yeah.
mind.
Of course. I'm just giving you my opinion.
And I respect it. It's just a lot today.
Yeah.
So I will unpack that later, I think. I have several things that I must do for...
Yes.
I was about to do some scrying. Yes, that was it. I was going to do some scrying.
I know he's already off, going to do his own thing, so I put the tea on the tray, I set the tray where it's supposed to be, and I just leave, and I walk out.
And I think that is a good place for us to call it this evening. We're gonna head on over to us doing some shout outs. Usually I press this button though. Where is it? Hey, it's the good Mermute.
Hey, luckily I was done. Everyone danced.
Yeah, it was perfect. Anyway, that was a lot of fun. Thanks for being here. We're ending a little early tonight. I don't necessarily feel so great. I think Meyer and PB both gave me their sickness. So you got to have a DM who's got weird cold brain today. So that was that. I had a lot of fun. We're going to go around and talk about how he enjoyed the episode. I did not expect that puzzle to take as little as time.
I do appreciate the barman cosplay today, though. That was
Oh,
good.
Yeah.
It was. I didn't even think of that. I was like, suspenders look good with these glasses, and now damn it. Anyway, but yeah, let's start with Whack.
Myth looks like he's about to open a retreat. Look at him.
There he is, Bradley.
Been away for over a week.
Yeah.
Hey, Myth, touch your forehead to the microphone. Just very slowly. And there's my anxiety. Since you took their sickness, you can take mine as well.
Ooh.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
thank you. All right.
Really enjoy it this weekend.
Oh, good. Yay. I'm so excited.
Lots of fun.
Uh-huh.
Hi, everybody.
Wait,
I'm
Whack,
Steven.
give him your feet.
Yeah, give him my feet. Take all the pain for us, just for a week, Myth. Just for a week.
Like John Coffey.
Yeah. I'm Whack Steven. I played Smith for you today. Thank you so much for joining us. It was nice being able to, get some more help for the Entente and, we kind of follow up on the plan that we had, which was really to make this place kind of like a base of operations. And I think a refuge is a big part of that. So it's a very good thing. Can make a lot of strides with that, and I think it's really good. So thank you, Myth, and thank you everybody for watching today. As always, chat, we appreciate you. Thank you so much. And make sure that you are following all these wonderful people, and make sure that you're supporting Mythomatic. You can do so by heading on over to patreon.com/Spellwind. Please go give him some love and support. And that was good shit, man. Good shit. I am working on a new show. If you haven't seen the teaser yet, it's up on YouTube. It's called Ashes of Eriador. Go check it out. And I also have a show on Mondays called 100 Club that is like a dark comedy sci-fantasy show that is fucking hilarious. It's really good, and you should definitely check it out. Otherwise, I'm here. I'm doing stuff. I'm working on podcasts and Patreon and all that shit. And come check us.
All that shit.
All
out.
that shit.
And thank you, Whack.
Oh, there.
Yeah.
Thanks, Beck.
All that shit.
Oh, that shit I gotta do. Thank you so much, buddy. It was tons of fun. Like I said, I was not expecting that puzzle to go by so quickly, and it did. So thank you for your brain.
Sorry.
No, it was great. It just means and I didn't proof the puzzle either. I was like, I think this is cool. This may suck, and then it wasn't. It was really great. So that was. So just thank you for proving my brain wrong and making me feel like I did something good by giving you a pretty not finished puzzle, which I think I didn't do. I didn't check it. Anyway, it was great. Thank you. PB.
BB!
BB.
Hi, I'm Pumpkinberry.
Speaking of a not finished puzzle number,
You can find me on Twitch and Twitter at Pumpkinberry. I am also here on Tuesdays where I GM Kingmakers. I'm also here on Saturday at the moment where I am in a Vampire the Masquerade, except this year we're hunters, and that's very exciting.
It's really good.
Yeah. And that's me. I play some games on my channel sometimes, but I'm currently recovering from pneumonia, so everything is just up in the air.
Okay,
And
perfect.
that's
didn't
that.
you get sick again? I think you got sick.
Yeah, I did.
It's pneumonia now.
It's
Yeah.
pneumonia. Pneumonia.
I have relapsed. Yeah.
Which is not the meerkat from Disney.
Wow. Amazing. No, sorry. Please continue. Somebody else go. Thank you. That was
All
me.
right. I love this. This is great. Meyer, you're up.
Hi, my name is Meyer, who is also recovering from stuff. Today was cool. Thank God.
Speaking of recovering, it's Meyer.
Thank God for Whack and his puzzle-solving brain, because normally in like video games and stuff, I just smash the keyboard until the game lets me get by, and I wasn't looking forward to doing that today. Thankfully, Whack was like, you know what, just do this, do that, do that. Oh, it's done? Yes! It was great.
It was very
Yeah, so thank you, Myth, for all the effort you put into all that stuff, by the way, because that couldn't have been easy as well to, like, make all that custom layers and stuff. Layers! Mathematics green and like a bit larger in real life. Like he has a filter right now going on, but he's full of layers and it's just great. But you can find me at Twitch, at twitch.tv/Meyer. I'll take that as a compliment. Where I've been doing a bunch of Star Citizen stuff at the moment. CitizenCon came and went, so we're talking about that stuff, and there's a patch coming at some point next month, so we're kind of hyped for that.
Some point.
Also playing Marauders with Cord and Brad every now and then. It's a cool ETF kind of game, but you're in space. It's awesome. You can find me at Twitter, twitter.com/Meyer_test. For stuff. Sometimes I say when I'm going live. Other times I'm complaining about stuff. You'll find out what stuff if you follow me. So follow me. That's me in a nutshell. You can find me on those things, but also on Table Story on Mondays. You can't find me anywhere, but on Tuesdays you can find me at 9 o'clock UTC for Kingmakers. You can find me here as well for Spellwind, and that's about it. Anyway, thank you guys. Stuff. Brad.
Look at this.
Hello.
Stuff.
Stuff. Yeah, it's discombobulated my mind how many times you said stuff, and I don't even know anything anymore.
I stuffed your mind full of stuff.
Twitch.tv/Brad Wodo for stuff.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm playing Assassin's Creed and Marauders, Marauders, on my channel. Sometimes and that's it. And that's really all I'm doing. I'm drunk.
Leader of the piss team.
I've been drinking.
He's out of brain juice, guys. He's out of brain juice.
And
we were yellow and call us the piss team.
We do. We have a
don't give
piss
him
team. Yeah, I enjoyed this, and the puzzles are. Honestly, sometimes it's fun to just not know the answer to a puzzle and then put it in front of the party and be like, "You solve it."
Yeah, you come up with the.
You'll
answer.
figure it out.
Yeah.
and then they do. I figured
My
that out
character
there.
wouldn't do it, so you do it.
Yeah, well, I did that once when I ran a show called Fractured Worlds, and I planned the whole episode, and I was like, I hyper overthinking as well because I was a green GM, so I had no fucking phone it in me. So I showed up one week and I was like, "Hi, welcome to the show, start," and I set them all up and they all had to escape a prison cell thing, and then I was like, "Oh, I don't know how they get out." And I was like, "Oh, I hope they do." They did. And they figured out they come up. They were like, "Well, Brad, can we do this?" And I was like,
Sure.
Yeah, that's a great idea. You should do that." And they got out. So honestly, sometimes when you're GMing, not knowing the answer to the puzzle is fine. It really is. I mean, this one seemed like it really did have a definitive answer, though, so I don't know.
Right.
I still don't know what it is. Take it out and put it back in again. It worked?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, great.
It would actually be absolutely hysterical if it was just turn it off and on again.
Right?
Like, that was how it was just the most complex, way of doing it. Yeah, I enjoyed it. I also enjoyed that we managed to turn the academy into a base of operations, which kind of mirrors the fact that Lorcan seems to be doing it in the north as well. And also, I didn't really want to push it, but I felt like it's annoying sometimes playing Ty because I'm like, he doesn't really know anything other than being kind of militant in a way. So he kind of he was like, well, fuck it, you're in the war. So he just was like, I conscript you, because it's either be conscripted now or just fucking, you're all going to die anyway. So you might as well fight in this. That's the same. That's the whole reason all of us have to do this. All of us want to go and fucking read a book.
Yeah.
So you're in it now.
Yep.
And so that was kind of the mentality. And it was kind of harsh because, I have to get into a bit of a harsher mindset because that's just... It's hard not to be who you are and how you were influenced, nature versus nurture type situation with Ty. But it worked out.
After scolding the Grandmaster, essentially, I was like, I have to leave the scene because I am overwhelmed with guilt right now.
Yeah, but I think it's fair to consider that Varsha might as well. Whereas Ty, sometimes I'm like, I think that's kind of mean, and I'm like, fucking Ty. Ty doesn't know anything other than to be like, if I have any guilt pangs, I'm like, it's the Spellbond from old what's her face over there. But I actually enjoyed that it kind of worked. He was like, you know what? Actually, we kind of should get involved, and it ended up making that next step in the academy for what people wanted. Oh God, she's gone. And that's it. Everyone's bored of what I'm saying. So make sure you follow Mythomatic at twitch.tv/Mythomatic.
Stuff.
That's not
Stuff.
it. All right. But everybody go follow Brad. Thank you so much for Ty and that scene. It was badass being able to do that. And today I had the puzzle planned. And then thank you everyone for bringing... Look at everyone just paying attention. Everybody for bringing what you did to the episode. It was awesome. Anyway, I'm Mythomatic. You can follow me on twitter.com/Mythomatic. And I stream sometimes, and I do Spellwind writing, and I'm going to be doing some more of that, hopefully, here soon. Check me out, patreon.com/Spellwind. And that's it. Be well. Next show is Saturday for Leech.
Yes, with a
all right.
special guest.
Yes.
Ooh.
It's true. It's true.
It's not
Can we
me.
Say, can we say
Maya,
that?
it's Maya.
I guess that means no.